So today I'm finally getting around to starting the project of this cut flower garden right here in the front of the garden. It's just so dry, and this isn't the structural look that I'm going for this part of the garden. I really want it curved. So like I said in the last video, I really want to get some large stones to put up here because they're just much bigger and they're going to give the look that I'm going for. So first thing I'm doing is I did cover the soil after we did our chop and drop method just to protect the soil with wood chips. However, these wood chips will rob nitrogen from the soil. They're really fresh wood chips, so these are better in the pathway. But I did just put them on here to protect the soil because it looks really dry and crusty, like if you don't have anything protecting your soil. So this was just a temporary fix for me. So what I'm doing now is I am removing all of the mulch wood chips from this area, and I'm adding 2 additional layers of soil because I want to mound this portion of the garden. Like, I'm elevating it so that it is deeper. And that is what you see me doing now. The first layer I'm going to do is compost from the garden, and the second layer is one of my worm beds. It's just in a crate, and I've had it for a while. It was actually from one of the container gardens, and I just fed the worms in there. So there's a lot of microbes and stuff working really well, and you'll see the difference in the soil after I do that. So the goal is to put this soil right here that I brought from home that is super fertile on top of this bed. As you can see, I'm trying to elevate this bed, and these bricks are gonna be moved because we're gonna get really thick, not similar to center blocks. They're like stones, and elevate this bed because I really want this bed to be raised up, and these are way too low. So these will be coming out, but they're here temporarily. So in the meantime, I do want to start raising the soil here so that it's deeper with nutrients and not flat. So as you can see, it's like going on a hill, like it's elevated. Yes, so I'm going to load that up here now. There's so many worm castings and stuff already in here from me just having like a mini worm farm at home. So this is going to be really, really nutrient rich soil. So for the border, I chose to go with the portulaca. It is not only an annual here in my zone, but also it is stunning and it's a succulent. So lower maintenance. I'm hoping that this goes all around the front. It was only $5 and there are 3 pieces in here. So I'm going to break the 3 pieces apart and then break off some of these succulents, because if you didn't know, you can actually just break some of these off and stick them in ground and they will grow into a plant. They'll root themselves. So I'm kind of going to do this all over the garden. It is kind of root bound, but not like all the way in here. So it's really going to be easy for me to just break it apart. As you can see, I'm going to do that now into 3 pieces, lay it out exactly where I want it, and move on. Next up, we have a beautiful butterfly bush that was $2. I've been wanting one of these plants, but I have to be very, very careful because, like the lantana on the side of me, this grows really, really large. And also, too, the price tag, like for this and the agastache, is normally $30. And so I wasn't willing to do that. I was willing to grow it from seed more than I am to pay $30 for this or the agastache, but I am going to get the agastache too when it goes on clearance. So what I'm doing is I'm deadheading this plant. If you don't know what deadheading is, I am cutting off all of the dead buds so that it can flush out another set. This should be a perennial here in my zone, California zone 9B. I'm going to keep the tag on here just so that when I do my in-person tours and stuff, if people want to know what it is, they can just look at the tag. So again, this is a candy butterfly bush, and it's going to be absolutely stunning. So I'm going to dig out a hole right here next to my trailing rose and my terracotta pot of gladiolus. And I think it's just going to be so beautiful, contrasting the other side, which has my lantana that I am training. It's just going to be absolutely stunning. It's such a pretty flower. And once it's in full bloom, it's just going to knock my socks off when I enter the garden. So I'm really happy about this purchase. It was only $2. And if you guys are not like looking at the clearance plants at Lowe's and Home Depot, you absolutely should. I didn't get the confidence to do it until I started watching, Garden Gardens, Garden Addicts. Both of them, I think that's their names. If I'm butchering the name, I'm sorry. I actually really like them and they're fire. Like, they motivated me to start shopping the clearance plants and reviving some plants, not all plants, but some plants. And so she gave me the confidence to start doing that. So ever since then, I started to get addicted to it, and I prefer buying them over the others, especially for like expensive plants like hydrangeas and stuff like that. Like, sis, go ahead and wait. So next up, I am planting out this Vanessa seedless grape, and it was $5 at Lowe's, and it's the perfect time for me to plant it right before it heats up. Ideally, you want to do this in the spring so that the roots have more time to get adjusted to your climate and acclimate itself, but I didn't. I waited for it to go on sale because you have to make your budget work for you, honey. And after this, I am going to seed up some more stuff. I'm going to succession plant. In the front part of the garden, I am planting up everything. Beans, sunflowers, candy corn. I'm going to mix 2 varieties of candy corn. I'm going to do some more bush beans and squash, all in the front of my garden. And I'm hopefully this corn comes out like super bomb, because I'm going to mix these two, the candy corn and the honey and what is it called? Honey and cream corn together. I'm gonna put them in 2 rows because that's all I can fit when you tiny garden. I don't have to grow like a whole acre of corn for my family. I'm gonna put them right here in this space that you see behind the irrigation, the drip irrigation. I'm going to do 2 rows, and I'm going to plant them kind of close together. But then since there's so much nutrients right here, I think that they should grow just fine. And if I need to thin them out, then I will do so. But they're going to have just enough shade like as they're growing, and then full sun once they like get to size and it's necessary for them to have full sun.